Okay, this is going to be my longest episode ever, which isn't saying much because the record is only about 7 minutes so far, but here we go. So, some people wonder why I don't talk much, if at all, about chiropractic or even NET, neuroemotional technique, on this podcast. Those are the things that actually pay my bills, and NET especially is how most people work with me. I've been practicing NET since 1999, so that's 26 years as of this recording. Now, haters love to say that chiropractic is a scam, NET is a scam, blah, blah, blah. Listen, if I wanted to scam people, I would have picked a much more lucrative hustle. Holistic health is not the easy path to yacht money. Anyway, over the past 30 years in holistic health, I've gone through some phases. I've been fired up about nutrition, diets, fired up about chiropractic. There's even a word for that, spizzeringtum. Look it up. I've been fired up about detoxes, fasting, and yes, super fired up about NET. NET is still my favorite, and I'll talk about it more sometime. But after all these years and after learning from so many brilliant clinicians in both the holistic world and mainstream medicine, here's my conclusion. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. There, I said it. What matters is taking care of yourself while you're on this weird journey of life, and that can look like literally anything. Even if you do something ridiculous, like, say, injecting bleach to kill a virus, you probably still learned something that your soul signed up to explore. That's between you and your higher self. I don't judge anymore. That said, if you're serious about healing, I do recommend using some kind of measuring tool, because you can't always trust how you feel. Your brain will always mess with you. Data can keep you honest. So, where's this going? To my blood sugar story. I've had blood sugar issues since at least high school, though I wasn't properly diagnosed until I was about 21. At first, it was just hypoglycemia, but over time, it crept towards prediabetes, and then by 2019, I'd tipped into full-on type 2 diabetes. At first, it was easy enough to manage with light meds, diet, and exercise, but as I got older, those methods worked less and less. My medical doctors weren't much help. They'd shrug, check again in 3 months, and wait for it to get worse before changing meds. Holistic practitioners meant well, but they didn't solve the problem either. My mom said it was hormones and Satan, but I wasn't up for an exorcism, so I tried a woo-woo healer who had a reputation as a bit of a wizard. I asked him, so what do you think is the real root of my diabetes? It didn't run in my family, and I knew it wasn't just a sweet tooth. He looked me up and down and said, there's nothing wrong with your pancreas. The problem is sweetness of life. You don't have it. You've got a massive bitter tether to your mom, which you need to release. And even after that, you're still missing sweetness of life. Sweetness of life. Where the hell was I supposed to find that? I'm a salty Gen Xer. Meanwhile, my fasting blood sugar crept up over 150, even on meds. For context, it's supposed to be under 100. 100 to 125 is prediabetes. I got discouraged, and honestly, early 2025 wasn't giving me much excitement about living a long life. Fast forward to April, and a magical trifecta appeared that totally changed how I understood my diabetes. First, a series of prayformances by Tribal Baroque, the world's most underrated duo. Seriously, look him up on Bandcamp. I went to 4 of their 6 farewell shows, and the healing, loving energy in their music loosened something inside of me. Second, I met a new friend at one of those shows, another loosening moment. Third, the lid blew off at the Wii Players production of Macbeth at Fort Point. And look, Macbeth isn't usually considered a healing play, but this was magic. The actors, the musicians, the fog, the wind, the bridge, the fort itself, my soul soared in a way I hadn't felt in years. And then I felt it, sweetness of life. The very next morning, my fasting blood sugar was 115, the lowest it had been in months. And it wasn't a fluke. Over the next 3 months, my blood sugar stayed about 30 points lower than usual. My A1C dropped 3 full points, and I lost almost 20 pounds of mostly cortisol belly weight, which means stress weight, and my whole energy transformed. Even my friends started asking me, what changed for you around April? It wasn't just a feeling. The objective data said it all. My body was changing through the healing power of art, music, and love. And by the way, that was non-sexual love, just real human connection. Not meds, not therapy, not body work, just art, music, and love. Now, I'm not saying the other stuff doesn't work or that it doesn't matter. It does sometimes for some people, but nothing works all the time for everyone. And given how expensive and inaccessible healthcare is right now, people need to know healing can come from anywhere, especially when it resonates at the soul level from the heart. For me, it was Macbeth, Tribal Baroque, and a new friend. For someone else, maybe Thomas Kincaid's creepy-ass paintings. Who knows? The point is, open your heart. Live from those high vibration places, because long-term fear, jealousy, anger, that's the real poison. And yeah, I still do my day job, chiropractic, NET, coaching, but the message I want to beam out is healing is accessible right where you are. It's an inside job. You are your own puzzle box. Maybe you solve it, maybe you don't. Maybe your path is being at peace without solving it. Either way, it's all good. Like, for real, it's all good. You are all good. Even if you're bad, you're good. Yep. And that's all I have to say about that. So probably back to shorter episodes next time. And as always, keep on shining in the dark, even if all you can muster is a blinky light. Oh, and guess what? My new book, Booze to Balance, a chill 30-day liver healing program, is now available on pre-sale. You can grab it at bookshop.org, barnesandnoble.com, or Amazon. Pre-sales are hugely important for authors because bookstores decide how many copies to order and how to promote it based on pre-sale numbers. So grab your copy and maybe one for a friend. And despite the title, it's not just for people looking to cut back on alcohol. The program works just as well if you're trying to cut down on sugar, carbs, or if you just want to show more love to your liver. Links are in the description. Okay, keep on shining in the dark.